Harlequin presents and HarperAudio present Greek's One-Night Babies by Lynne Graham, performed by Katherine Kennard. Chapter 1. The Greek tech tycoon Nick Diamandis was deep in thought as he steered the SUV through what was increasingly looking like a blizzard. En route to his Yorkshire hideaway, he was only vaguely grateful that he was close to his destination. He was preoccupied with the infinitely more distressing family revelations that had been contained in the personal letter the executor had given him after his father's death. Revelations that had plunged him into a devil's quandary. In short, his father, Argus, had had an affair with his mother's closest friend, Rhea, and the young woman who was Nick's closest friend was actually his half-sister. 6 months ago that truth might not have tasted quite so toxic. Indeed, Nick could have happily embraced it because he had always been fond of Angeliki Boris, his childhood playmate, his adolescent wing woman. But then something had changed, for her, at least, if not for him. A month ago, Angeliki had got into his bed when he was half asleep and had made a pass at him. Awakening, he had rejected her in shock at her approach, and, well, it had pretty much wrecked their friendship because he had not seen her since, and she wouldn't take his calls. Telling Angeliki now that he was her brother would obviously only increase the fallout from that damaging incident. As for his mother, how could he possibly tell her such news when she was still so close and reliant on Angeliki's mother for emotional support? Hadn't Bianca Diamandis already suffered enough throughout her marriage to a monster? Nick's father, Argus, deserved no other label. He had repeatedly cheated on Nick's mother and humiliated her. He had also lied and conned his way through the business world, destroying those he disliked, bribing others, blackmailing the vulnerable. Argus had never been a father a son could respect and aspire to copy. He had been an abusive bully, securing his status through fear and intimidation. And Nick had always loathed him. In fact, the only person likely to receive the news that Angeliki was a secret Diamandis, without regret or prejudice, was Nick's half-brother Jace. Why? Argus had rejected Jace when his first marriage crashed and burned, and Jace had been raised by his uncle instead. Jace had been the lucky son who got away, and Nick could only envy his older brother for his escape from his own hellish childhood. That past was something he preferred not to think about, but his father's recent death had brought all that emotional stuff he abhorred to the surface again, unsettling him. Nick slowed his speed as the falling snow grew ever more impenetrable, and then sudden movement to the left seized his attention, and he watched a tiny vehicle surge across his path and plunge into the field on the other side of the road. He blinked for a split second, fully aware now that he had just seen an accident, and was about to use his phone before common sense forced him to slow his pace and draw the SUV to a careful halt and climb out. After all, he was here on the spot and could possibly even save a life, long before any emergency rescue could be enacted. He climbed out, a black-haired, 6'4" wall of a man, warmly clad for the weather in sturdy boots and an overcoat. He walked back a few yards before spotting the car down the hill, lying on its side in the snow. Clambering down the steep embankment, he cut across the straggling hedge and made it to the vehicle. It was resting on the driver's side. He opened the hatch at the back, very relieved that it wasn't locked. He yanked out the pink suitcase in his way and heard a woman's gasping sob. "You're going to be all right. I'm planning to get you free. Are you hurt?" he asked, for it might not be safe for him to try and move her. He heard her suck in air as though she was trying to get a grip on herself. "Just bruised and shocked, I think. The car wouldn't stop, it just kept on going down the hill and then it speeded up." "Doesn't matter. Do you want me to try and get you out, or do you want me to call the emergency services and wait for them?" Nick asked. "Oh, no, please just get me out if you can," she begged. "Can you release your seatbelt?" "No, it's too far above me, I can't reach it," she framed shakily. "Stay calm, we'll get you out," Nick swore, shedding his heavy coat as he tried to lever himself into what was surely the smallest car in existence. It was basically
Sample complete. Ready to continue?